No?
All the way forward?
Yes, all the way forward. It's on. I think it's on. Yeah, the light's on. Yes. So Kathleen, okay, there's something I see. I'll work on you. I'll help you with that. So Billy, show me the squats. Same thing. Okay, you got a worse problem. Sorry. Ben, at the place where I can see you. Squat. Okay, you too. Need work on squat. She's, usually I don't try to deal out scores. She's the best. You need some work. These two both need some work. And this is something I want to talk to you guys a little bit about. So Rebecca, why don't you show me your squats first? Squat down again. Okay. Do you work out with weights?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you do. Okay. And Kelly, you want to join us? Feel free. We're just doing the running part. We're going over we're doing the running workshop, how to integrate the hips, knees, and the feet to really help a strong finish. So one thing, come up here. I want you guys to see. I'm sorry, Rebecca, come here. You guys watch how she does things a little bit different from you guys. Turn, face them.
Oh.
See if you guys can spot the difference. Look at the feet. Do you feel there's any difference between her feet and your feet? You guys do. No, why don't you come over here? Let them see your side. Come over here. That's one thing. I mean, there's something about Rebecca we can improve too, but show them how you do it here. You guys see the key here.
Keeps her toes up.
Exactly. Her knees, so the two gentlemen, you guys, her knees have to always be absolutely behind the big toes. Ideally, if the knees line up with the big toes or even first the ball of the foot, it would be even better. But if you're behind the toes, I'm happy enough. Yeah. So Kathleen, she's good with that too, that part. But one more thing I want you guys to see. Do it again, huh? As she goes down, she has this increased interaction between her feet and the ground. That's the main thing. So watch the difference here. So thank you, sweetie. You can come back. So that part, you're good. But then we're gonna, to demonstrate a little bit more. As we go down, we can have our feet just barely on the ground, like squat like this, or you can have your feet. It's almost like you're, how should I say, you're standing on newspaper. You're trying to kind of tear it apart. I want your feet to be doing really like this on the ground. So the feet are really grabbed on the ground and use that to pull yourself downwards. That's what I'm talking about. You need to use the feet. That's better, actually. Rebecca, with your case is, if you can, have the butt going back, control it a little bit, have it a little slower, so kind of have it tucked in more, that will see how that forces a little more interaction between the feet and the ground? So you really force more interaction between your feet and the ground. There you go. Now I see it, Kathleen. You feel the difference? The difference between this, if we just many times when we drop down squat, it's more of a top down, we just go down. This one, I'm asking you to be bottom up. It's you anchor your feet on the ground by doing this. It's like if there's no friction, you'll be turning like that. You anchor it really by like this. And then you use the anchoring to pull your hip downwards. And when you go up, you do the same thing. This way you will feel a lot more activation of here and pull you down. And it's almost as you go up, it's almost like you're have your feet pushed into ground to get you up. But you feel the difference. That's the main thing about when you don't have that, there's not enough interaction between the hips and the feet.
I'm doing it without doing that now, just thinking about where I feel it. I mostly feel it in my knees.
Exactly. You feel in the knees, sometimes you'll feel in the back.
Yeah.
And you feel like, those are the most common places. But when you do this, you feel it in the abs and the glutes. See how I've always been, because we have such an overemphasis of the feet in the running community. Oh, you want the best orthotics, you want the best shoes, and things like that. In order to de-emphasize that, I've always been focused on teaching you guys about the hip. But when it comes to integration, now I'm telling you they're equal, they're 50-50. But they're not but they have to be activated sequentially. The feet, it's like once it interacts with the ground, you have to serve. It's almost like it's posted there. You use that to pull your hip forward. Does that make sense? So you have a better interaction there. The only thing is if you come out too far soon, it's harder to activate the glutes. So you're actually using a little bit more of a chest way to do it. So if you can really, just like as if you're kind of post yourself there. When you do this, you should feel like the ball of the feet, not the toes. The ball of the feet is almost like gripping on the ground with a suction cup effect. Really think about bottom up. It's the feet. Now imagine your feet are kind of actually it's a double screwed on the ground. It can't move anywhere. That pulls your body down. Feel how that forces the glutes activation? Try it. Let me see. I want to see your the hips. That's good. Have your feet slightly closer, huh? So slightly closer. And then when we do this, so you guys, once you have that interaction between the feet and the ground, I want you to kind of really activate your glutes. This is the key. You need to feel like they're coming toward the center. You have to squeeze toward the midline, and then tuck it under. So literally, you need to push. You need to kind of scoop the glutes and the butt underneath your center of gravity, like here. So then use the feet to pull yourself down. That way, it fosters the best interaction between the feet. So almost a little bit, hold on. So yeah, so you can do it here. Your feet, really kind of, yes, do that, And then, yes, as you go up, scoop your butt underneath your center of gravity. There you go. Yes, that one was much better. You feel the difference? And then as you go up, really kind of you shove it under to use that to lift. You're using the glute, shove it under your center of gravity to lift yourself up. You'll find out as you go up, your feet are also doing really hard this. If your feet are not feeling like it has to really grip on ground like this, then that's not enough. Literally, that means there's no friction. I'd be doing this as I go up. That's the motion I need you to be doing. So it's this way up and this way down. You feel the difference. That's something we're going to talk about a little bit. You feel the difference, Billy?
Oh yeah. I'm just having a really hard time keeping my knees from going past my toes.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's where if you've had a hard time having prevent the knee from passing the toes, it usually has to do with your feet is not like screwed onto the ground enough. If you really kind of a post, go ahead. Breathe. See how that's better? No, that's definitely better than earlier. And the school, yeah, there you go, Billy. This is what you're lacking here a little bit. Tucking the butt, activate the lower part of the abs. Make sure you activate the lower part of the abs, and then kind of have your a little higher. There you go. So this one, to do it right, you will feel you're almost falling backwards a little bit, and that's what further forces your arch to grip on the ground. That's it. You have to feel that a little bit falling backwards. That's what forces the feet. See how that kind of forces the feet to activate stronger on the ground? Yes. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Kathleen, to answer your question about how to translate it into running. So let's go from the squatting to lunge. Let's have you guys lunge one at a time. Do some, lunge all the way to the wall. Let me watch. Just one step at a time. Just lunge, slow and smooth. Go on. You go. Okay, let me see. Go on. Okay, so I see. Your turn. Okay, so you guys all have a basically good form with lunge, but usually how I take lunge is because lunge simulates running. So I have your little higher requirement for the lunge. The key is you guys probably all learn lunge, you got to activate one of the glutes, but actual lunge you need to have both. If you watch me, the front ones, if it's not activated enough, it's going to go out like this. And then behind one, if it's not activated enough, usually we cave in like this. I'm exaggerating. Lunge this way. It's very easy lunge, not a problem at all. So in order to do the lunges right, you need both. Remember, just like this, both glutes are kind of curving toward the center. When you're running, it's the same thing. The front one is curving this way. The behind one is curving still this way. So both feet, see that even though you're 1 foot forward, 1 foot backwards, there's no difference between this and this. See, they both are kind of almost like I'm rotating the knees out to kind of you have that screwdriver motion of both feet onto the ground. So when you lunge, you need to really kind of tilt this one in here, and then lift this one. As when you land, same thing here. And then when you practice lunge, I actually like you to go slow. Increase a little bit of time when you're just single weighted on this side so you don't cave in. You maintain this. This can be very tiring actually. And then have both glutes activated. You lunge down and have them both activated, especially when you get up. Make sure this one's activated, pull yourself up. And then switch. And then lunge here. And then this is activated. So as you go up, when you come back to where you are. As you go up, I need you to really squeeze and scoop this one under. There you go. See how that requires a little bit more there? There you go, and really squeeze this. There you go. That's better. It's hard, is it? It definitely takes some work, Billy. Kathleen, let me see you. I know you have to go to work pretty soon. Yeah. Yes. See, make your step, initially if the balance is issue, make your step shorter. I'd rather you stride a little shorter, but you can really maintain a good balance by really fully engage here, by being fully engaged, really, and then engage as you go up. Then naturally shift the weight to the right side, and then see how that takes a little more work there?
Yeah. It's not mindless.
No, you definitely do need to practice that. And then once you get that down, see from the lunge work, I need you to kind of focus a little bit more on single weighted here, kind of almost like focus on, say, before you lift, you need to make sure the weight is all shifted to the front leg.
Right.
And in order to do that, see the front leg is not just lifting like this. I needed to, it's almost like this is a screwdriver. It's turning it that way again. So you can maintain it. And then control, land here, shift the weight, and then screwdriver on this knee, maintain it in. You know, bring the weight up again. The slower you do it, the more it takes. There you go. That was good, Kathleen. There you go. Do you feel how much more stability requires here?
Yeah.
Billy, see if you can make a little bit slightly, you know, leaving this behind a little bit longer. That's another thing with runner. You need the hind leg to be really behind for as long as, you know, you can. If it's here, then you don't have enough hip extension. You want to be here, here, and then shift the weight here, and then that was good, Rebecca. See, getting up is always a little tough, right? There you go. That was good. Is your left side a little weaker side? The right side is actually weaker side?
That's where I'm having most of it.
The pain.
It's
Okay.
in both, but it seems to occur more on my right side.
So one thing, you know, practice with this lunge is, you know, now you kind of learn how to activate the glutes. When we're talking about knee, hip, and the feet integration, is you need to think about it. It's almost like, this is the screw, this is the head of the screw, this is the driver, this is screwdriver. So literally the hip is turning on the knee. And don't worry about it. This is the key, is I'm not doing this. This is not stable. But if it's turning, you can only go that far. Basically, you don't have enough, you know, mechanical allowance for you to really go to a damaging side. So if you use, this is a screwdriver, this is screw head, that's a screw to be screwed into the ground. So if you're turning, literally turning the knee like this, and that's consistent with the direction you want to activate your glutes. Use that to do the balance, to bring yourself up. See how much if it's a bottom up. Try it, guys, try it. So feel that. When you turn the knee outwards, you actually find that the hip bone here and the knee and the big toe actually line up. Because most of the time when we bend forward, when we bend the knee, they're not lined up. They're kind of like this. Guys, see, most of the time when we bend our knee just like this, we're kind of at an angle. When I ask you to think about the tip of the screw, head of the screwdriver, it actually, see how that lines up the hip, knee, and the big toe? You need that screwdriver motion to be able to line that up. And that's how you activate the hip here. And you'll find that you actually really need to lower part of the core to get this part done right too. Did you guys see how much more mindfulness it is from bottom up? That's the whole idea.
The muscles don't like it. Shaking.
They're not used to it. So let's do a few more. Now you will see how this one translates into a little bit of a. Let me see. That was good, Rebecca. I saw that turning of the knee out. You feel different? Do you feel that kind of uses the hips a little different, right? There you go. The knees literally have to be at that position. Do you see how that kind of activates the lower part of the, there you go. You got it. You really got the hip twist here down. Billy, you need to keep the knee bent a little bit more as you bring up. Don't just straighten out right away. See, the key focus on is turning this screwdriver motion. And that's how you integrate basically the glutes, quads, and also the calves. I wish we have a little place to do a little bit of running. Actually, I'm just wondering. Maybe I should go to the parking lot. What do you think? I kind of want to do a little bit of the stroll.
A little bit of running.
Yeah.
Right up front, or you're hard.
Actually, do you guys want to go into the front? I want to see how you guys translate this. Leave this here now, right? So we're gonna go, do a little bit. We've done enough of a drill here.